Hey family, how you doing? This is side B. I had some technical difficulties, but hey, we're here. So those of you that want to be on my panel, um, make yourself known in the chat room, and we'll make that happen. We're here. Yes. I'm a little late. Like I said, I had some technical difficulties. Um, right now it's 2:25. We were supposed to start at 2, but no problem. Hey, we here now. And that's what's important. Ladies and gentlemen. So if those of you that wanted to be on the panel, you have to watch the theme, which is banned, or the documentary Banned in Europe, Sold in Africa. That's what I wanted us to talk about today. I already did my portion with side A. Now we're on side B. This is where I give my panelists an opportunity to share their opinions and perspectives about things, and then we open it up for Q&A for everyone that's on my friends list on all the major social platforms that I am on, such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, course, YouTube, LinkedIn, and so hey, I'm here. So unfortunately, yes, a lot of people, they are camera shy, and I understand that. That's how come over here I give you the option of coming on here. You can use an icon and do a voice call if you don't want to get on camera. Or you could just cover up your camera, you know? I just want us to be able to vent. And all we're having is a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. That's all. So I don't see anyone in the chat. And so I do, like I say, I do this every month. And I'm going to continue to do this every month, trying to raise funds for our film project. So that's going to help get my message out there to the global Black world and to the Black masses. I want you all to please join the grassroots community activist movement. Become a member so that way you can interact with me in real time and exchange emails with me. First, again, this is all I have, my revised book. This is the foundation of my Christian business, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. And I'm going to provide the link in the comment section below this video podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, so my book is available in two forms: as an ebook for $9.99, and it's also available as a softcover book, which is what I'm holding now, for $15 plus shipping and handling. All I ask is that you read my story for yourself. Help me get this book on that bestsellers list. So that's going to help put me in a better position financially to hire Black Americans or Black people and to hire African people. Because if I'm not going to make any money, then I can't hire anyone. The whole purpose of me writing the book, the whole purpose of me having a virtual store is to generate capital, to be a blessing to the low-income Black community or African American community, and also for us to build an alliance with the African immigrant community. I want to bring both of the communities together. That's all I'm trying to do, and get it popping here in Chicago. Make Chicago a model, and replicate the business so we can bring it over to the African continent and do international trade with our brothers and sisters on the continents. And again, I'm being redundant, but hey, it is what it is. I want to make sure people understand where I'm coming from. I want to reach out to African immigrants within the United States from 10 African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I need you all to please, I need your help. It's unfortunate I'm unable to reach my own Black Americans. Why? Is due to the slave mentality, point blank. And this is spiritual warfare at its best and in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how bad I want to get this business up and running. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I'm unable to do my job. And all I can do is pray and continue to watch our children die in the streets. Unfortunate. It doesn't have to be this way. Now, I am going to show you a video that I came across, a TikTok video. And, I just want you to know what's going on here in the United States of America as it pertains to these, I guess it's called the No Kings protests. I encourage Black Americans not to get involved with that. We have done enough for this country. Our ancestors built this country, and we still being disrespected. None of these groups want to give us our due reparations. And so a lot of Black Americans are, used to, I would say, march and protest and beg descendants of slave owners, for freedom, justice, and equality. And we still don't really have that. You know what I'm saying? And now, with the reparations thing, a lot of these other groups, they're not interested in that. And that's why Black Americans have to get it right. We still have a little time left. I say within a 3-year period under this the Trump administration, to get this film project fully funded and made, because it's going to get worse for Black Americans, especially our children. It's going to be harder for them. And that's not fair to them. And this is who I'm fighting for. This whole business is for them. But with that being said, check out this this video. Bear with me so I can pull it up. Okay, let me start it over. This is what I came across last night, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why we don't, look at this remark by this woman. Can we just go back to regular police brutality, please? Now, that's what's going to happen to Black Americans once those Democrats get back in office. It's going to go back to business as usual. So let's hear what this young lady have to say. Fair use TikTok. I'm just saying that, trying to cover myself, but it's already out in the public. So, well, right here it is.
And this is the reason why we said we stay in our ass at home. We're chilling. This is not our fight. We don't have shit to do with this. This is why. Because it wasn't ever supposed to be anybody else but us. But see, we listened, and we set our ass down and said, no, we're not coming out. And this is why. Because right now, all they're doing is just waiting it out. They wanted to go back to what they call normal. Because us being brutalized in the streets and murdered in the street was normal to them. And this is the reason why I will not be tricked into fake ass solidarity like some of you Black folks on this app have been tricked into fake ass solidarity. It's not real. It's a facade. Because this is how they really feel. This is what they want. They want it to go back to not affecting them. They're just waiting it out. So we're going to wait it out. Because no matter how racist, how hateful y'all can still be, even though y'all see how much that is a detriment to your whole existence, and you are still being this hateful and this racist, your reign is over. And this is the reason why we...
Okay. Well, like I say, I wanted other people to be, on this platform with me. I open it up now also to, my listeners. This is giving you an opportunity to come on here. But, hey, I'm doing the best that I can. So I'm coming with some receipts. I'm going to share that with some of you all that's interested. Those of you that's watching the replay, this of side B, please leave a comment about the topic, about what I'm talking about in the comment section below this video podcast. And please share it with all of your friends on all social media sites that you're on. That's going to help give me more exposure, and that's going to help get the ball rolling. So bear with me as I attempt to bring up more receipts. Ladies and gentlemen, today is my birthday, and I'm grateful. And I'm just glad to be able to, I'm just trying to use my time wisely on this planet, because all of us, we're not here to stay. All of us have a number. Once our number comes up, that's it, So you have to use your time wisely. And so that's what I want to be able to teach in my business about using our time productively, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I don't see it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sharing my my link tree, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to my Substack page, because I like that, because I can move around a little faster. Those of you that's on the African continent that have to depend on using bundles, I recommend first and foremost you write down my Linktree page. And so that's it right here where my cursor is up here. Write that down, pull it up on your phone, and then just go to my Pod Chaser page. And that way you could just listen to the audio portion of my podcast. So that way it won't eat up a lot of your bundles. Now I'll show that to you real fast. So that's it over here. Right? And if you want, I recommend, you could follow me over here as well. Just put in all of this. I know it's long, but I'm just saying, maybe just type in my name. You can pull me up that way. But bottom line is connect with me on Pod Chaser. So that way you can just listen to my audio podcast without eating up your bundles as much as watching the videos. All right, here's my Substack page. I recommend people follow me over here. I'm just saying, all of this stuff is important. Very important. And so again, this is the video I wanted everyone to watch. Again, every month, every last Saturday of the month, we're going to have different topics. I'm going to do side A. And then after I do side A, I'm going to open up the floor, pass it on to my panelists. So that way they can do a presentation on it, use their perspectives. I prefer at least 5 people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for much. It's only once a month. And also, this is for those of you that come on here with me. That's going to help give you visibility because you're working with me. And once I'm able to be in a better position financially, you know what I'm saying, to get a film project fully funded and made, and then, the proceeds from that film, that's what's going to help put me in a better position financially. So that way I can hire qualified Black middle class professionals, qualified African immigrants. That's going to help me build the best African American business within the United States of America. And that would be the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. And also, that's going to put me in a better position so I can hire people to be on my panel. I don't mind paying, but right now I don't have jack because I have little to no support. I'm on a shoestring budget. I'm paying out of pocket, just for this business title. My bank at Chase, because I have a account with Chase Bank. They kind of hounded me a little bit about taking out a business loan, and I'm like, no sirree, I'm not going to take out no business loan. My book is barely selling. Items on my virtual store is barely selling. Why would I set myself up and get myself in debt if I don't have that type of support? You know what I'm saying? So that's not happening. So anyway, this is how you come across my the current topics. So here's my my speech word for word. So those of you, again, if I would say on the African continent, if you have problems in terms of with the bundle issue, because I know it's expensive and everything, I recommend that you connect with me on my Substack page. Write this stuff out. It's a little long, but it's Emmanuel Barbie Online dot substack.com. Follow me on here and go to my current stuff at the top and read my speeches for yourself. That way you can avoid having to pay extra money to watch the video and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to put that out there. But what I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, is my receipts, because I had a couple more things that I wanted to say on side A, but I wanted to actually do this on side B before my panel came on, but unfortunately we didn't have a panel this time, so it is what it is. And yes, this is what I talked about on side A. We went through this, and like I say, I like to have different perspectives, and I want to connect with other Black content creators that have a large audience, as well as African content creators. Please connect with me. Let me come on your platform so I can promote my revised book as well as my film project, and to encourage your audience to work with me. Because after all, this is to help our racial group. We're in big trouble. And, if we don't come against this slave mentality, I'm talking about specifically for Black Americans, then that's going to be the fall of Black America. And that's what the devil wants. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want to emphasize. A Zoom call of 44,000 Black women raised $1.5 million for Kamala Harris in 3 hours. We were ready. Now, I'm not going to, you can click on that if you want to. That's optional. But I just wanted you to see. 44,000 Black women raised $1.5 million. All I'm trying to raise is $250,000 for my film project. If Black women, and I have a lot of Black women too, that's on my friends list and stuff like that, especially on Facebook, especially on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn alone, I have 10,000 followers, and yet my book is still barely selling. So what's up with that picture? And so what I'm saying, if we would use that same energy, you know what I'm saying, to raise money for a politician, and that politician, yes, she's I would say biracial. She's half Jamaican and half Indian, but she didn't do anything. Look at her track record as a politician in California. That's all I can say. And she really didn't do anything for the Black community there. But yet Black women voted, or raised that much money. That's just for her campaign. And so that's just unfortunate, because I'm not getting, if I can raise the capital for my film project, then we can move this thing to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. Again, right here too, I want to point this out. NBC News national exit poll election for 2024. Go to the category sex by gender. Anyway, Black women, and then it's right here. You will click on it so you can see it for yourself. Black women, 92% voted for Kamala Harris. Again, if we use that same energy to help me get this film project fully funded and made, if Black women would come over here and we work with having our own things, our own Black business, then what they said 600,000 Black women got laid off, like last year or sometime like that. I talked about that on my show as well. That's because those sisters were working for somebody else, working for not building our own. So that's what I'm saying. This is important that we own and control our own Black business. That's what I'm trying to do with this thing. So I'm just saying, I'm just gonna show you something. And so here it is in real time, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. They broke it down by I'm gonna say gender, but they say sex, by race, but it's really by gender. But right here, Black women, 92%. And so I'm just saying, all that energy for a political party that's not doing anything to help benefit our group. And so and I'm just saying again, this is where you can find my book. I have it under my credibility, but that's where that's my receipts, all of this stuff. But anyway, that's all I'm asking you to do. Read my story. If you agree, then make arrangements with me so we can get on this platform and encourage others to get involved. You know what I'm saying? And if those that disagree, I don't even want to hear from you, because you ain't changing my mind over here. 34 years I've been standing on business, and that's just how it is. Ain't nothing changing on that. My message is about us. We want to help stop the genocide in American ghettos, specifically Black Chicago, starting here. And my goal was, and I wrote this in the book, was to hopefully have it replicate the business in at least 25 other cities in America. But I'm leaving that alone, because like I say, it's been 34 years I've been standing on business, and I'm still on first base. And that's unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. That's why my business is going to be membership based. You can disagree with me as much as you want to. That's fine and dandy. You're entitled to your opinion. If you want to be part of the grassroots community activist movement, you're just going to have to be in agreement, point bottom line. And again, we're going to separate ourselves from the enemy within, and that's con artists. Make sure that put them on notice. Over here, there will be consequences. And if you steal money from the business, I'm going to take you to federal court, point blank. We want to raise the bar. Yes, we want to separate ourselves from not just only con artists, but degenerates, pedophiles, hardened criminals, urban terrorists. I'm just saying. Because in the low-income Black community, they get the worst. of the worst. And that's where I came from. Yes, it's extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Because this is spiritual warfare. But it's going to get worse for Black Americans. That's all I'm saying. Um, and so, yes. So let's say, for example, you don't want to use GoFundMe because that's where I'm trying to get donations for the film. But like I say, before you even consider giving a donation, please read my story. That's all I'm saying. That's part one. Part two is for you to make arrangements with me. For those of you that agree to come on my platform so we can talk about this. I can explain it to you the best I can, even though I wrote it down, I made it plain in the book. My book is actually to recruit like-minded Black Americans that think outside the box like myself. And the book is not only about my personal life experience, which I put in there as a autobiography, but also I talk about our experience as Black Americans, our past, present, as well as our future. And it's very important that we get this Christian business, GRCAM Chicago, popping now. We need to get that taken care of as soon as possible. Once we get it up and running here in Chicago, like I say, I want to make sure before I cut and run to Africa that Sister Renee will be well taken care of. Because she's been working with me behind the scenes for the past 14 years. People that work with me, I'm going to reward you openly because I appreciate what you're doing. We're going to dedicate a chapter for her in West Memphis, Arkansas. It's my hope that her family members would, work with her to, make it a successful business. Unfortunately, I can't do that with my family. My family is full of this Willie Lynch mentality or slave mentality. So I can't pass my business down to them. I only can pass it down to GRCAM members. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm trying to do. And once we get it popping here in Chicago, I'm going to turn it over to my management team, and I want to expand the business to South Africa first, get our foot on the continent and make our presence known. I'm going to apply for dual citizenship. We're going to create GRCAM of South Africa. So that way I can hire, first of all, let me back up a little bit. So I can bring economic tangibles for GRCAM members and Black South Africans. Want to create jobs for them through this business. That's why it's a business. We're going to own and control under our for-profit business. We're going to own and control our own community grocery store, community healthcare clinic, and community housing. Those three things alone, those three industries alone is going to create jobs. I don't want to be in a position, never in my life, where I am right now. And I want to make sure none of my members have to endure this type of foolishness. I have to endure this because we're trying to, me and Sister Renee, we're trying to get this from the mud. You know what I'm saying? So in layman terms, we're trying to build it from the ground up. So that means we're going to control this thing. Again, our ancestors built Black Wall Street during Jim Crow without the help of other groups. It was Black Americans that built that. We can do the same thing. And that's what I'm trying to explain to our people. Replicate the business once we get it popping here, replicate it on the African continent so we can do international trade with our brothers and sisters on the continent in those 10 African nations. But I need African immigrants to step up, because once Black Americans see this business materialize, mark my words, everybody in Chicago is going to want to be a part of us. But again, I do not operate like the next black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. That means those that have rejected my vision and plan for the past 34 years would not be part of my business, because it's membership based. And we will have protocol in place, so when I am dead and gone, it's going to be carried out. We're going to raise that bar. I require that we hold mandatory orientations. We want to make our presence known, not sitting behind a computer. Make our presence known in the low-income Black community. First, starting on the west side of Chicago, specifically Austin, Garfield Park, and North Lawndale. We're going to hold mandatory brick. We want this to be brick and mortar. In other words, have a physical building where people can come to. That's why we have to build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. GRCAM members would do that under my leadership. And we want to raise the bar, like I say, separate ourselves from the enemy within. This is not easy. This is some real hard stuff, very difficult. And this is how come I think my creator, Jesus / Yahshua, he's the one that gave me the vision, for allowing me to document what I'm trying to do. And that's what I'm doing right now. This is all documented. People want to say, well, what's taking you so long? All that kind of negativity. And then I, flip the script. And I ask my critics, have they purchased my revised book? They say no. I ask them, have they bought items from my virtual store? They say no. I ask them, have they donated to the film project? They say no. Then I just have to tell them, well, how the hell do you expect me to do my job if I'm not getting no support? Then they look at me all dumbfounded. So that's how come over here, it's not all about running off at the mouth. I back up what I say to the fullest, because I write the vision and make it plain like I did in my revised book. And I'm standing on business. Those that don't want to work with me, no problem. Cool. No problem at all. This is how come I created my platform, to broadcast my vision and plan across the United States of America, to recruit like-minded Black Americans that's standing on business. Work with me. Work with me while I am alive. Don't wait until I'm dead. I'm not running for public office. I'm just trying to do something productive, build something that can be passed down to the next generation, that Black people own and control. So it's very frustrating. But that's how come I got to do this film project. Because a lot of our people don't like to read. It is what it is. And so, yes, everything I'm doing, this is how come I have this platform to show you what I'm doing. And this is why I'm sharing my screen, showing you the links where you can find this information. Ain't no scams over here. Selling a book is not a scam. I'm selling knowledge. However, the dope man have more support from the Black community than me, and he's destroying the community. But that's the that's all falls under that slave mentality. And over here, we want to declare war on this slave mentality through my business. So that way this doesn't get passed down to the next generation. We can move forward and speed things up. We want to also compete against Pan-Africanism that's been out for 125 years. I don't see any you haven't no benefits from it at all. Now, when African immigrants come to America and Afro-Caribbeans, when they come to America, they benefit from, I would say, our Pan-Africanism, and it's only one-sided because they benefit because of the struggles my ancestors went through during the civil rights era. We're the ones that help allow non-white immigrants to come to this country. Do the research. And the reason why Pan-Africanism is not working in Africa is because of all of those different tribes. And for example, in Kenya alone, they have over, I'm sorry, let me say Ethiopia alone, they have over 100 different tribes. So tribalism doesn't work. Just saying. Yes, I wish I had, we were able to talk about that documentary, but hey, I didn't have anyone on my panel. So no, we're not going to talk about it then because they're not here. And I gave people an opportunity that's on my friends list and also in my social groups, an opportunity to come on here for Q&A. I don't see anybody in the chat room. It's okay. No problem at all. I just have to hold that down myself. But ain't no shame. Ain't no shame at all. I'm doing the best that I can. And continue to stand on business. But mark my words. I'm not going to put up with this type of garbage when I come to Africa. I have to endure this type of mess here in America because it is what it is. This is where, I'm a descendant of American slaves / freedmen, point blank. And there's a lot of dysfunction in our lineage, but I'm gonna do my best within my power to help improve that image and help improve our conditions in our community through my Christian business. So help me God. But again, I want to be on the continent where we will have where we'll try to encourage more Africans to get involved, to join GRCAM, to become a GRCAM member. I'm going to continue to share my experience, what I went through 34 years of being rejected for trying to build something positive in the Black community. That's not cool at all. It's ridiculous, frustrating, but somebody has to do it. And in my business, like I say, you can be you can act funny style with me now, no problem. But when it's all said and done, you will not be part of my business. That's how it is, because I'm not none of Jesus. We will remain strangers for life. Same thing with my family members. None of them will be part of my business. The ones that I know of. The ones that I've been reaching out to. The ones that look down on my book. The ones that sit up here and tell me to quote unquote get a real job when I'm up here trying to build my own job without having to depend on a white man. But hey, it is what it is. But I wanted to find something else before I end this video podcast. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it's on here somewhere that I want to share with you all. trying to find it. Like I said, being honest, like I say, I really didn't I thought I was gonna, because I have a few people that was on their way to come on here. So I'm trying to find out, it's a video about Kamala Harris. You know, they're saying that they kind of glad that she lost the election. That's actually what I'm trying to look for. But I don't see it. But yeah, I mean, eventually, yes, the Democrats, they're gonna end up winning the White House again. And it's going to go back to business as usual. They're going to open up those borders, allow illegal immigrants to come back into the black community. We're going to have to compete with them again for resources, and it's just horrible. Instead of Black Americans working with me, get this thing up and running, so that way we will have a better chance. It's for our, our youth anyway. The Black millennials and Generation Z. This is for them. This business, and so I just really hate that. I was just wish I could find that video. So yeah, like I say, I just, that just came to my mind. Um And that's how come I like to make sure, when I come on here, I have all my notes and stuff ready, because I like being prepared. But, things happens. Life happens. But yeah, my thing is that, yeah, it's going to get worse. And I just, I just feel for our people, bottom line. Maybe it's this one. We're going to listen to this one. Fair use African diaspora, the African Diaspora News Channel with Phil Scott. Eventually, my business is gonna compete against him, because I try to reach out, and he's not responding back. I mean, unfortunately, this is what happens in the with I would say Black businesses and stuff. But hey, I'm willing to work with legitimate Black businesses, and I'm gonna constantly emphasize that we are going to help give our musicians, that's GRCAM members, the exposure that they need, so they can feed their families. But bottom line, we're going to allow them to, with my lawyer, of course, allow them to use their music in our films, stage plays, as well as during our live events. I want to promote, you know, I would say GRCAM musicians. And we're just going to focus on them because, yes, there's a lot of musicians out there and all that stuff. But see, over here, I want to make sure that GRCAM members win. I want to make sure GRCAM members benefit from this business. That's what I'm all about. Let's check this out right quick, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there you have it. Um, thank you all for listening. That's going to conclude our show for today. Like I say, I wish that my panel would have was able to be on the show with me. I wish that um, I would say my listeners would call in or come on the chat and be on the show with me. But no problem. No problem at all. We're going to do this again next month, and we're going to continue to do this because this is what I'm all about, trying to get my business moved to the next level and trying to connect with the right people. That's all it is. Once we get this thing popping, especially the film project fully funded and made, you will see me in real life. Those of you that's, that want to be a part of my business. Because we're going to do the film here in Chicago. This is a Chicago story. It's about my life experience. Growing up in a dysfunctional household and being, I would say, neglected by my extended family members. And so that's, kind of the way, based on my experience growing up, I mean, that's made me the man who I am today. And so, and I want to be able to use my pain, not for people to feel sorry for me and all that. No, I want to build the best African-American business within the United States of America. So that way we can solve our own problems at the community level. That's all. And replicate the business on the African continent. That's all. With that being said, thank you all for listening. Again, my birthday wish, because today is my birthday. My birthday wish is that all of my listeners on all the platforms that I am on will purchase my ebook, help get my ebook on that bestsellers list. And those of you that live here in the United States of America will get behind this film project, that you will join my film project team. So that way you could be on this platform with me to help me raise the capital I need. We're going to use, the 3 crowdfunding places, GoFundMe, Buy Me a Coffee, and PayPal Giving Fund. We're going to use those 3 places. So that way, I would say like every 2 weeks, we can see progress, if we're making progress in terms of raising the capital. Because once we raise that money, we're going to use that money to do this film. That's what I'm based on. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what we're going to do. And so with that being said, thank you all for listening. Peace and blessings. And that's going to conclude our show for today.